right, it's the rundown. Thursday, December 14th, brought to you by Rocky Boots. For over 85 years, Rocky has been building the world's most rugged boots and apparel. Rocky Boots is built on the tradition of providing the world's best boots and outdoor products for those who need their gear to be as rugged as they are. That's this crew right here. Rugged as hell.
Yeah.
When the hunt demands everything, Rocky Boots are built tough to keep you comfortable all day long. Forge your own path this hunting season with Rocky Boots. From the job site to the campfire, Rocky makes rugged boots and apparel built to keep you comfortable in any environment. Or the Christmas party.
Yes.
You'll be wearing some boots tonight at the Christmas party. When you need a rugged and reliable outdoor work boot, trust Rocky Boots to get the job done. Go to rockyboots.com and enter code RUNDOWN at checkout for 25% off your next pair of boots. It's boot season. You got to get your boots.
I'm a size 15. Rocky carries up to size 15. That doesn't happen that often, so it's Bigfoot guy friendly.
It's for rugged, tough guys like us.
Yeah, you know what to say about big
wide
feet?
shoes though? I mean, I got that 5E going.
Oh, that's
the wide.
bad.
Yeah.
You have the same shoe size as the Statue of Liberty. Joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your
All right.
Rockies, 25% off.
First topic. I've been waiting on this all day. It's very confusing. It's a bunch of pointing fingers. He did this, they did this. It might be the lamest drama in the NBA, but I think it's sparking something that's going to be great for the next 10 years for the Bucks and Pacers. Bucks and Pacers ball drama. The Bucks beat the Pacers in Milwaukee last night, 140-126. Giannis dropped 64 points, 32 attempts from the free throw line. It was nuts. Credit to him. But then after the game, there was a clip going around where a guy goes and gets the game ball immediately right after the whistle's blown from the ref. A guy in a green quarter zip, Bucks quarter zip, takes the game ball. Bucks have the game ball. What happens after that, no one really knows. There's a reserve ball that the Pacers took for their rookie, Oscar Tshiebwe. It was his first game, technically. He scored a point. Pacers took it to give him the game ball. Giannis thought that the Pacers took the actual game ball back to the locker room. He goes nuts. He's on the court telling Tyrese Halliburton, go get that fucking ball. Go back there and get it. It's our ball. I want it. Then you can see there's a video of Giannis sprinting from the court back to the tunnel. A security guard's grabbing on his jersey, trying to keep him from doing it.
Maybe he's trying to channel his inner Draymond Green now that he's been suspended indefinitely.
It was a wild move. There's you can say, hey, that's our game ball. We want it. That would have been the normal thing to do. I'm sure an equipment guy could have gone back and we could have gotten it sorted out. But Giannis just kind of took it into his own hands, goes sprinting back there. There's a kerfuffle in the tunnel. People are yelling at each other. Pacers are like, keep the ball. That's our ball, which is technically the reserve ball, not the game ball. It's hard to decipher really what happened. But I think it boils down to this. It didn't matter about the ball at all. It wasn't about the ball.
Right.
Going into this, the Bucks are 0-2 against the Pacers. After the in-season tournament, the Bucks had a closed-door meeting. They called out their head coach. They're like, we can't lose the Pacers. We're getting dogged. We're getting embarrassed. We're an Eastern Conference finalist team. We shouldn't be losing to the Pacers. So going into this game, the Bucks were in war mode. They should not have lost to the Pacers. They couldn't lose. There's a clip where Halliburton scores a layup. It's a dead ball. And Giannis just throws an elbow right into his chest.
Okay.
For no reason, really. And I watched the Pacers. Obviously, I'm a Pacers fan. The Pacers played Detroit a couple nights ago. And Beef Stew, their center, they're the guy who tried to get in a fight with LeBron at one point. There's a video of him just like running through the court and everyone trying to hold him back. Beef Stew just shoves Halliburton in the back to the ground. And I think Halliburton's kind of the media darling right now. Everyone's putting him on a pedestal. And I think players are just a little jealous. And they're just like, yeah, you haven't earned shit. You're 23 years old. You're not a superstar yet. Like, you got to earn it. So I think going into this game, the Bucks were definitely on high alert. And other teams are kind of pissed at Halliburton. But the ball thing, it was just kind of a pointing fingers, he said, she said. Very lame. It was very childish, very kid on the playground.
I mean, Giannis is acting like a petulant child here. I mean, he scored 64 points. Good for him. But you know what? This guy here, he may never score another point. That's could be his only NBA point. And if he wants a ball, he should get a ball. I mean.
So you think it was Giannis' home court. He set the franchise record. He's a veteran. He's been around for a while. He won a national championship. He won a championship. You don't think he has the right to the ball? You think it's the rookie deserves it?
The rookie, I think he may never get another ball. Giannis, heck, he'll score 65 one day. He's won championships. He's won MVPs. He's won a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, for him to want a ball for 64 points, it's not even like a record. It's nothing. It's 64 points. He could do that again.
Yeah, and then they were saying at the press conference, Giannis was like, well, I don't know if he wanted both the game ball and the reserve ball, because Dame also went into 5th place for 3 points scored. So he's like, well, he deserves the ball for that record. That's more important than scoring 1 point. So
I've never seen this before. I've never seen it.
No, you know what it is NBA superstars showing that they think that they're hot shit and they don't give a fuck about anyone else. The little guy that comes in the league is probably a G leaguer. This guy's the 12th man on the bench. He gets an opportunity to get in the game, gets a point. I mean, that's the memory that lasts forever. This guy, I mean, what was his name again? I don't even remember. You told me his name. I don't remember. Oscar Tshiebwe never. That's going to be his career. That might be the only point of his career. And he wants the ball to commemorate that he actually did something in the NBA? No, that's a shame that they did.
John, didn't you say you tweeted out something anti-Giannis, and the Giannis Stan Simps all came to his defense? This seems like a very open and shut case that Giannis was a little bit of a baby about it. I didn't know that balls, I guess I knew balls were given out in the NBA. I kind of think about it more in baseball, right, where they kind of throw out game balls. And I think, I've seen people take
NFL
footballs, like
hockey. Everyone did the puck. You get the puck if you score your first career goal.
Well,
so I don't know. It seems like an open and shut case that Giannis seems like a baby here. But what are people doing when they're defending him?
I think most people seem to think that Giannis deserves the basketball. His home court, he scored all the points, which I might even kind of agree with. My only point was I just thought he looked like an asshole.
Yeah, no,
I just thought he looked like a dick.
Hey, this is, instead of just like storming around trying to fight everybody, it's like, dude, just chill out.
Yeah, there's an argument.
That's why I think it's more about the ball.
And there's an argument that maybe Dame should get it for number 5. There's an argument that Shibli should get it because of his first point. I mean, there's all arguments for it, but I think the way that he seemed, like, you used the word petulant. I'll use it again. I mean, I think it's a bad look for Giannis, who I don't think has. I mean, in general, not a lot of bad looks, right?
Well, that's the thing. He's kind of like, he's in a small market. He decided to stay in a small market. He won a championship there, so he's kind of a sweetheart. But then, like, last year when the Bucks, number 1 seed, got knocked out of the tournament by the number 8 seed Heat, he went up to the podium and they're like, oh, is this a unsuccessful season? And he was like, stop right there. Let me tell you what success is. Like everyone, and everyone's like, yeah, what a great guy. Like, it isn't about just winning a championship.
Right.
If LeBron James did that, the internet would have exploded. Jordan doesn't act like that. How dare this guy? But it's because it's Giannis in a small market, and he's kind of a darling. But I think if he just would have not blown up and overreacted, people would have been like, oh yeah, he does deserve a game ball. But the thing is, it's the internet. You have an instant reaction. There was a video going around of a guy, and it was kind of a dark video, so it was kind of hard to see the color on the jersey. I'll give him that. But the guy in a quarter zip comes out and takes it, and the caption, Meek Phil, was Pacers coach steals the game ball. And it was a Bucks guy in a quarter zip. So misinformation on the internet going around immediately made the Pacers guilty.
So then there's an argument for Giannis, there's an argument, but there's no argument for Meek Phil. I think Meek Phil's a bad
Meek Phil, bad guy.
At the end of the day.
Even Meek Phil, Greeny, they're at the top of my shit list today. They immediately reported the story, even though there was, if they just would have waited for that video with a little color in there, it's obvious that it's a green Bucks quarter zip. Anything else? As a Pacers fan, I think I'm being pretty fair about this. Like, it was deeper than a ball. It started back in the in-season tournament when the Pacers beat them 0-2, and they're like, all right, we can't let this young team.
To me, it's silly. It's silly. I mean, maybe they should switch up the ball a bit more in the game. When there's a milestone. I mean, they take out the football of every game. It's easier for hockey and baseball, but basketball, I don't understand why it's only one ball. I mean, they probably should switch it every time out.
Yeah, they got racks of balls out there. They only got 2 that they're using.
So to wrap this up, as a guy who never overreacts to any sporting thing, Frank, who's at fault here? Giannis?
Yeah, I think Giannis is a little. I mean, he could have tried to done this through back channels and quietly done it, and it would have been better.
Then I'm in agreement with you.
Yeah,
I mean, if they get another ball from the game, I can't imagine they only use one ball for an entire game. It doesn't seem.
they got one ball and then they have like a reserve ball, which is allegedly what the Pacers took. And the Pacers have done this before. It's not like they were like, all right, it's the Bucks, we got to take this ball from Giannis. He wants it. Pacers, when someone scores their first points in a game, they'll take the ball and give it to him as
Yeah,
a nice
that sounds like something that should be done.
But also in his press conference, Giannis was like, I also didn't get my game 6 finals ball either. So it was kind of like he was like pulling out all the stops, being like, I deserve it. It's like, it was very, very petty.
You got a ring, you got a trophy. That's maybe you got the net. Didn't you get the net? Didn't they cut the net down?
Perhaps, yeah.
Die a hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
As much
I think
as
Giannis
you-
is kind of doing that character arc.
As much as you wanted to put this story on because you're such a Pacers fan, Frank and I are chomping at the bit for this next one.
This next one.
We talk about something.
You give me the first one. This one's for you guys. Southwest Airlines new customers of size policy. The airline is going to have a new policy where larger passengers can get 2 seats for the price of 1 to make the flight more comfortable.
This is a bizarre story.
I'm shocked.
And Frank and I are bigger guys.
Yeah.
And Frank and I actually travel together more than most couples. Because we do Rough and Rowdy. We're the macho men of the Rough and Rowdy. I don't know if you knew about that, because we do the weigh-in all the way through the bikini contest. So while everybody else is spoiled on PJs, private jets,
Yep.
Frank and I fly commercially to basically the asshole of the United States every time. Like, we tend to do that. And smaller planes and stuff. And Frank usually flies first class. And it's not a huge first class ticket. I mean, it's like usually to Pittsburgh or something like that.
Yeah.
But
He's
Frank,
earned it.
I'll ask you right now.
I-
You're stuck in coach seats. It's
I
fucking terrible.
I flew coach, and when I flew coach, United basically told me no, I have to get a second seat.
You have to pay for it.
Yes.
Correct. So now
And-
what Southwest is doing is you can go up there and do one of two things. You can take a chance that the flight is not overbooked. Go there and say, hey, listen, I'm a bigger dude. I need some extra room. And then they'll make an accommodation if there's room. Ask somebody to move, which is a wild thing to think about.
Yeah.
Somebody came over to me and said, hey, can you fucking move because somebody else needs to have 2 seats? I'd tell them go fuck themselves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I bet they're just like, oh, hey, your seat got moved. They're not like telling you the reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they
or
keep
you
it on the
can
low.
buy the 2 seats just to ensure that A and B, and then they'll reimburse you for the second seat because it's being used for only one person.
Right.
And even though Frank and I are similar weights, I'm much taller. Like, will they do it also for guys who are 6'6" and above?
The problem is they try to squeeze more and more seats on these planes. They make the seats smaller and smaller. I mean, look at planes 30 years ago. They weren't this small. I mean, you got first class. You have the 2-seater, so that's what I need, and I'm able to sit there comfortably. But they made these coach seats more and more cramped. They cramp them in more and more, and so now you don't have that room. You don't have that room, and I mean, basically, you have to be the size of Chris Clemmer, the guy that's actually sitting coach.
Nice and compact.
Nothing's more fucking demoralizing to me than when I show up to the same airport as Frank to get on the same flight, to go to the same place, and I see a middle seat right outside the men's room, like 32, D, and I walk through and Frank's already got on the fucking eye mask and the free champagne, right? And he's in like 2A, he like that 2A spot all the time.
So-
Oh, it fucking kills me. That's personal though.
On the surface, this looks great, but is everyone going to have to pay for this with the hidden fees and like the tickets going up, ticket prices going up? Because it sounds like they're being awesome and they're like, hey.
Yeah, no.
we understand.
The airlines will make their money. And by the way, I don't think Southwest Airlines actually has first class seats.
That's true. Yes, I don't believe they. Isn't that the one where
Pick
you
your
have
own
to
seat?
pick your own seat? You can pay up to be in like zone 1 to be the first ones in to pick it. That's Southwest, right?
Yeah, it might
Yeah,
be.
I think so. Yeah, so it's an awful airline to begin with. It's going to cause a lot of animosity too.
Because I've looked up Southwest Airlines and everything. I think it's 3 seats from top to back.
Yeah, but I think people who are this creates more problems than it solves because there are people who are just. Had too much ham the night before, but they're just bloated. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
as opposed to being full blown, obese, or I think they call them super fat. Super fat is the term that Southwest uses for people that have to encroach on other things, which is me. Like, so, like, just because I don't fit in because I'm 6'6", so I have to go man spread the whole time. So the person next to me gets intimate with my knees. And I would love if there was some sort of thing where maybe perhaps above 6'5", I even get a free seat. Because I might check both boxes.
I mean, you know, I've seen the airline designs now where they're going to have you're going to have like a double deck seats.
Saw that, yeah, where you're almost standing up, almost leaning the whole time.
I mean, and then they charge. Didn't he come along with the beverage service and say that you want some soda, and they give you like half a can, which is kind of like insulting.
Yeah.
I mean, these airlines are crooks.
But what about them? What about them awarding people for being unhealthy? Like, I know you're on a health kick now. I was just talking to Jenks, and he said that you're down 20 some odd pounds. You're doing the walking thing, so you're on the right road. Right?
Yeah,
so maybe, you know.
And you know, one time I actually did top 500 pounds, and now I'm down to 350. So,
right. And yeah, so I mean, so even though another 20 pounds seems like throwing a deck chair off the Titanic, it is a move in the right direction, right?
Yeah. But I don't.
So, like, that's what he's trying to do. But now it's almost like one of the reasons maybe I want to be a little bit more in shape is so I can fly a little comfortably.
Yeah.
And that's no joke because we fly a lot for NASCAR and all this stuff. Now I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? We're rewarding people for being fucking obese.
You're rewarding
you know, it would be a fun flight.
Go.
A flight down to NASCAR, and coach, you on the aisle, me in the window because I love the window seat, and middle seat, Spider.
Yeah, right. Because when Doug's fought in Rough and Rowdy, we had gone down all on the same plane together.
Yeah.
And again, I was row 20, but you look up and like Dougsy is one of the biggest guys.
He's a big man.
He's bigger than both Frank and I.
Yeah.
He's a mountain.
And there's no way anyone can sit next to Doug's.
Right.
It's just, there is no way without him encroaching on it, particularly if it was me. Like, you know, it's like just another guy of size. So, I don't know, it's something that needs to be done, but this is a little weird.
You said, are they rewarding people for bad behavior? But even as like a skinny person, I'm like, oh, good. I don't want to have to sit next to this. Like, I don't want to have someone spilling into my seat. You know what I mean? It helps. It helps me as well. So like.
Yeah. But I've been in so many flights lately. We've been doing a lot of traveling. Everything's overbooked. Like, I don't see
that's the
how
thing
they
is
just carve out a super fat seat.
Yeah.
It sounds almost, you know, like, I need a super fat seat.
That's embarrassing. Like, we got a super fat coming back. Like, yes, no one wants to. Okay, yeah, me. Right. Next ad. C4 Energy. C4 Performance Energy. Energy that hits. Hit me with it. Thank you, John Rich. In the gym and on the field, it is the choice for athletes, gym junkies, and all those who relentlessly seek better performance. With zero sugar, enhanced endurance, and explosive energy you can feel. C4 Performance Energy is the choice for professional athletes like Justin Fields, Garrett Wilson, CJ Stroud, Bijan Robinson. C4 Performance Energy, energy that hits. Find the C4 yellow can at c4energy.com or find it near you at findc4.com.
And it gives you explosive energy. I mean, C4, when you talk about C4, you're talking about explosive.
All right. Last night, didn't have heat in my apartment.
Really?
Heat or hot water. So I was literally just up fuming about the Pacers Bucks because I knew I was on the rundown today. I was like, I can't wait to talk about this. And then we got Meek slandering the good name of the Pacers.
You know, it's a good thing that a certain colleague of ours isn't in the military. Let me tell you, I was talking to the people yesterday, and we got some great military planes coming up, and we're going to provide a surprise attack. I mean, let me tell you.
Mintzy.
That was good.
Yeah.
I heard him doing it. I was walking in the corner. I was like, is Mintzy in the office?
Right.
Yeah.
That poor bastard, huh?
We'll talk about that in the after show.
We'll do that? Yeah.
When we talk about Surviving Barstool. But yeah, it's... Oh, you want to talk about it now?
Okay, talk about it.
Yeah,
Surviving Barstool last night had its finale, and it was fucking explosive.
Yep. Will Compton wins Surviving Barstool.
Congratulations to Will. He needs some money, I guess.
Yeah.
I was
Speaking of real athletes.
I was cheering for either Che or Jerry. I mean, someone who actually could use that big cash payday.
Yeah. Will's so fucking likable, though.
Yeah.
He's a likable guy.
Golden Retriever-esque. Him and fights are both kind of Golden Retriever-esque.
I've never been a fan of fights.
Yeah.
I love fights a lot. What did you think, though? Did you?
I thought fights was going to win, but dinner that basically got spoiled.
Exactly. People who don't know, Mintzy got on some breakfast with Mintzy type thing. Gave away the
Wake Up Mintzy. He gave away the final 3. He did not know that they had not aired the 8th episode,
Right.
7th episode.
Down to the final 3 people, I believe. In fact, it is. I know. It's Jerry, Stephen Shea, and Will Compton.
Yeah, Dave.
When he does his apology video, he looks like he got hit by a bus.
Yeah, the hair is.
It's crazy.
He's doing well. He's had 12 different Mintzy episodes, and only 2 of them have created headaches.
And then they're giving it to him. Dave took him in the side office to undress him about it.
Viva TV. Check out the episodes on the blog. You can watch that. But the best part about Dave, just like laying into him, he's just yelling at him, putting a dunce cap on him, making him sit against the wall. And then there's just a moment of silence, and Mintzy's just like, I think Green Bay's a good bet this weekend.
I think Green Bay's a really good bet this Sunday. That's all I got.
Where are you going?
Oh, I'm sitting here all day. I was wearing the dunce.
No. You're sitting against the wall.
Okay.
Turn it the other way.
You'll face the wall?
You'll face the wall. And when I go record things, you'll just come sit against the wall. Wherever I am, you're sitting against and looking at the wall.
Okay.
And then, like, Big Cat says something. You only had so many episodes, and 2 of them have caused, national news. It's like 10%. He's like, it's more like 17.
Yeah, he's a Rain. Yeah, he's a poker player, Rain Man.
Deserves.
I can't believe you've done 12 Mintzy's and had 2 international incidents in 12.
Insane rate. You're hitting at almost 10%.
Higher than 10. I think that's like 17.
Well, oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I'm bad at math. You're right. He's got a sharp mind. He got that right away.
Poker mind.
Yeah.
But it's smart.
He's a fucking savant.
I'm good at math.
We
and I'm
hired
bad at awareness.
We hired Dustin Hoffman.
No, I'm great at math and like Rain Man stuff. But
Yeah, you're Rain Man.
But then I can't like put anything together.
And I kiss him on the mouth type love with Mintzy, but holy shit, to not have that fucking delay button.
Someone brought it up. Yeah, is it Mintzy's fault that it happened? Yeah,
Yes.
but really, it's the dump. There's no dump button. How do we not have a dump button after he made one mistake? Fool me once.
Huge mistake.
Yeah.
Right? Made fucking national headlines.
Debatably tanked the pin stock.
Yeah, exactly.
Right when Mintzy got into pin stock.
Yeah. But for a guy who is not part of one of what people are calling the best thing Barstool has done since Barstool Breakfast, that's what people are saying.
Yep,
One of the best produced shows that Barstool has done ever in its history. Mintzy is now front and center on the story with it, even though he wasn't one of the competitors, which is extraordinary. So maybe Mintzy's playing chess.
There was no after show after each episode because Dave didn't trust people to not spoil it, and he was hesitant on radio. So we weren't really allowed to talk about it too much, and then Mintzy was just like, you know what? I got to give the people what they want on Wake Up Mintzy. I got to talk about the final 3.
Can we talk about Che getting undressed by Minahan?
Oh, that
was tough to fucking watch. Are we allowed to talk about that? Yeah. Oh, does this go on YouTube? Okay.
Yeah.
I just think, as a dad, like, when somebody says that, I think Kirk maybe knew enough that Steven was one of the few guys that wouldn't get up and defend his child. And that's because Steve is built different. I don't think it's really a dig on him. He's just a guy who everything rolls off his back to. But he was sitting in between 2 guys who I think also might have daughters. I know that Will Compton does. Rue.
Yeah.
And I think Jerry's
got a kid, yeah.
Yeah. Like, imagine he was to say, either one of those guys' kids were a cunt. I mean, that, like, Will would have met him in the A gap, and I think Jerry would have fucking,
so
tried to take his head off. But
when they did that live in the office, I was kind of looking around at like the behind the scenes production people that don't work here, that are like the freelancers.
Right.
Their jaws were dropping. There's like, what is going on right now? Like, what is this show? Like, it was pretty wild to see that in real time and be in the room.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah. So that definitely would have gotten taken off YouTube.
Don't you?
People were like, well, this isn't so bad. What's going on? And it's like, no, it was the final.
And even if you're not like a tough guy, like say me, I'm not a tough guy at all. like I think you have to do something to protect. Like I don't know how Che went home that night. And
or do you say it's just a game?
Or do you do that? I don't
know.
If people like. I think perhaps if you turn the tables and somebody was talking to Kirk like that, I think Minahan would have got up and punched the guy.
Right.
So I think he knew the risks. He's smart enough, obviously, to know the risks. But he played it against Steven almost perfectly. Talk about playing chess. Like the guy was able to get all that off his chest.
It's my impersonation that Che played the game such a way that he created a lot of enemies.
Oh, is he a real scumbag? Oh, because he lied.
Yeah, he lied. He lied. But and Rico and Kirk are very upset with it. But it's like he's in the game, he's playing, and that's the thing is they're not strangers. They're coworkers, and they have to still coexist, and they're friends.
Right.
So
that was. I mean, for people who haven't watched it, I think it's probably worth the price of admission alone.
So you can pay-per-view. I think you can still get it on pay-per-view if you want it right now, but it comes out in. Next Monday.
Is that it?
You can check it out there.
Yeah, and they're released the same way, like one a day.
One a day.
Starting Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah, so if you want to cut the line, get a fast pass, you can buy it. Worth the $10, but for free. Understand if you need that. But
so that would be positive for us, not having it on YouTube and going to the pay-per-view thing, because then you got to applaud Minahan for doing that.
So I don't know what the numbers are and what the money went, but I feel like the exposure on YouTube. Just getting in random people's algorithms and being like, oh, what's this reality show? I've never heard of Barstool.
So I
think that would have been great.
Okay.
But I don't think. I don't know.
We sold a lot of pay-per-view.
We sold a lot of pay-per-view to make money,
right?
but it's like, is it a short-term gain? And
I think most people think that like the $1 million you made on pay-per-view doesn't make up for the exposure
we
would have had on YouTube. I think that's a general consensus.
If it lives on YouTube, it's
there forever.
It's there forever.
But don't you guys agree that it's not as compelling of a show without Minahan's blow-ups, right? I mean,
that's
one of the great things.
That's what makes Barstool Barstool.
Like, where do we?
I mean, I hear that Sunday's Monday night stream did numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not tuning into CBS Survivor and they're like, I'm gonna blow up your house and dig up your dead dad. If that happened, that'd be the craziest episode of Survivor of all time. So
But great job by those guys. I don't know if I'd have the. I don't think they'd ever.
Do you remember the first season of Survivor?
With Richard Hatch?
Yeah, but who was it? Susan? Susan.
Susan, I remember. Yeah.
If you're dying and need a bottle of water, I won't give you any.
Because didn't Richard Hatch lie to her in some way, or was it someone else lied to her? There was some sort of deceit. Because Richard, they were like, oh, this guy played the game perfectly, but he was kind of a scumbag in a backstabbing way.
How did they follow up with that? Like having that A-teamish type. Like I don't know who else. Maybe you could replace some of the B-level performers there. Not like B-level talent by any stretch, but who do you bring in? You can't take all those guys. I don't know how many competitors there were in total. But you can't take all those 15, 12 and then 14. Put in another 12 people from here and expect it to be as good.
Right. I mean, you got but I don't know. There's still a lot of like A-list people, like the Chicklets guys. Like there's still A-list people that that weren't a part of the show. I think like a Frankie, a Trent. You got people like that. That would be great
100%,
as well.
definitely. But I think there were some kind of gluish. Like having Kirk there just going fucking crazy. I think is. Necessary. I don't think anyone brings that energy.
Right, you get a Kirk, you need Kirk, you need Dave, you need Big Cat.
Yeah.
You got those guys, but you can kind of switch around some of the people.
How about a new dynamic next year? Rhea, Gia.
They said to do all women.
They've been saying
about that.
Teasing an all women one. Yeah. I think that would be great.
I'd do Marina all day long, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, somebody says something about Marina's kid. I don't even want to think about that because she's going to jump at me right now. And you know what I mean? Like, so I think that would be interesting. I'd be very interested in hosting that, by the way, because I think we're all sick of Jeff D'Lo, right? Can we say that out? Right? Oh, shout out Kelly Keegs. She did a nice job.
I think Kelly Keegs and Jeff D'Lo both did a great job. That was I think Jeff D'Lo handled the show pretty well, because you're going to get the blame and hate for everything that goes on in the show just because you're the host. You're the face of the show, pretty much. And I thought he did right. I thought he did well.
Do you want to tell people why we're mad at Jeff D'Lo?
Oh. So tonight is the Office Christmas party.
Correct.
And who has a trivia match scheduled for 9 a.m. tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Gen XYZ. We got to be up and early, up and at him for trivia tomorrow.
And he's West Coast.
I think he's in Chicago.
Oh, he's in Chicago?
He's just,
Right.
They're no Christmas party. They're doing lunch. Would you rather have a Christmas party or lunch for a month? Every day.
I'd like to probably do Christmas party. I'm not a huge Christmas. No, that's not true. Definitely a Christmas party. I'm thinking about it. It would definitely be a Christmas party.
I think I'm lunch for a
You're a
month.
lunch guy?
Yeah.
A lunch for a month guy?
Well, we got lunch for a month.
Yeah. What would you rather? Are you going to the Christmas party?
I'm going to Christmas party, yes.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a different thing.
The two guys complaining about the Southwest seats both pick the Christmas party.
Yeah, the two most fed guys.
I'm starving. But yeah, we're pissed at Jeff D'Lo right now. Furious.
So now there's another potential reality show brewing with Chris Klemmer, which I think is probably going to be shock the world. So,
Rat Race.
Yeah, so that's going to be coming up. We're going to be filming that pretty soon. I'm really looking forward to that. See what Klemmer can do with it. And I don't know if Minhane's going to be on it, but I'd imagine he would have some choice words for Chris as well.
Yeah.
And then a dozen 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. It's fucking crazy.
Yep. NFL.
Let's go.
To the NFL, Frank. So there's the touchback rule where if the ball gets fumbled through the end zone, it's a touchback, goes to the 20-yard line, it's the other team's ball. They're thinking about changing that after this year.
No, I don't think they should change it. I think that's a good rule. I mean, you have the ball. If you don't score, if you fuck up at the end zone and it goes out the back of the end zone, too fucking bad, GI. I mean, yeah, that's been the rule forever. We don't need to change this rule. I mean...
You think it's being too easy on people that fumble the ball?
Yes.
Hold on to the ball. Ball security is job security.
Hold on to the ball, yes.
But if you fumble anywhere else on the field, you get the ball back.
It is... Yeah, you get the ball back.
Yeah, but what are you going to...
You got to place a premium on fumbling in the end zone.
Yeah, well, that's what you call defense. And that rewards defense for making a big play.
It is such a gut punch to a team when they're on the 1-yard line, they fumble it through the end zone, and the other team gets the ball back at the 20. You don't like that? Or you like that?
I like the rule. I like the rule. I think the rule is fair.
Is there a middle ground then for people who don't like it, and maybe you don't get the ball in the 20, like you push it back a little bit further? You know what I mean? Just to.
The other team keeps it. You keep the ball. It doesn't go over to the other team. But maybe
I don't think it should say. I don't think it should say with the offense.
I like the other team getting the ball on the 1, maybe.
It goes. Yeah. It goes right.
Back 'em up.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, going all the way out to the 1. I mean, you have the other team have it in their own end
defense
zone.
gets the ball, but it's in their own end zone.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is there a way to, sort of do that?
Giving it to him at the 20, like I said, it's such a gut punch. It's such a shift in momentum that it's like, holy shit, what a weird rule.
Putting it on the 1 is fucking diabolical, though. I mean, you know what I mean? But it does. It makes it
How about the 5? Put it on to 5.
Yeah.
What about the 2.5?
Something.
Okay.
I almost didn't make it into work today.
And why was that, Frank?
New Jersey Transit?
I was at Secaucus Station, and none of the trains are coming through. And I don't know why it's coming through. And the Morris to train comes through. The Morris County train comes through. But it's like all the trains are supposed to be like 12:45, 12:25. 10:25, 10:40 train. They're not coming. And then I'm seeing trains that are parking over. They're supposed to be heading down towards Newark and to Jersey Shore. They're just sitting there. And I get in and I find out that a bull got on the loose and was walking up and down the tracks at Penn Station in Newark.
Yeah, the video of this is wild. There's just a full-grown bull with horns going down the tracks.
Well, you know what it is he was looking for Red Bull Arena.
What a brilliant fucking marketing play for Red Bull Arena.
Just let a bull loose.
Which is right there. But look how close people on the platform are, and they don't realize, is it a 1,000-pound bull? Did they say?
Right.
Like
well, and then they see it. I don't know how high a bull can jump, but like I'm pretty sure it could get out of that if it really wanted to.
Yeah, I would think.
And there are a couple of slaughterhouses down that part of Newark. Yeah, it has to come from there.
Yeah.
Has to come from down in the Ironbound section. There's a couple of slaughterhouses.
In my hometown, there's a butcher shop that has had live bulls escape, and it's right next to an elementary school. So they've had to shut down the elementary school, go on like lockdown because there's a bull roaming the fucking playground.
I was going to say, in case we can't get the rights to this video, if you just search Bull, New York, or Bull, New Jersey, I feel bad when I can't put a video.
Right, yeah. If you can't find the video, if we can't play the video, it's worth searching.
We'll definitely have the video in the description.
Yeah, it's worth searching. It's a wild.
It's absolutely wild. I mean, it's almost like the old Chicago Bulls entry with the Bulls, like going down the streets of Chicago and then going into the arena.
Yeah.
That's a great video. Did they play that on The Last Dance? Because I feel like I've seen that pretty recently. The animation is so 1990s on that. It's great. Yeah.
I mean,
New Jersey Transit.
I mean, New Jersey Transit, you always get bullshit, and well, today we got some real new bullshit.
Did you get a notification on your phone that said "bull loose on the tracks," or does New Jersey Transit just
It said
say you're on your own?
police activity, trains delayed.
All right.
How's that station otherwise?
Newark Penn Station?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the most revolting place on the planet. I mean, it's.
You feel bad for the bull.
Yeah, I mean, the smells that come from Newark Penn Station. I mean, this Penn Station in Newark makes the New York Penn Station look like the Taj Mahal.
Oh, really?
It makes it look like the Taj Mahal. I mean, the elevators don't work, the escalators don't work, and there's the smell of feces and urine everywhere you go. I mean, if you're ever on an elevator at Newark Penn Station, the urine is soaked so much into the metal that there's nothing they could do to get rid of it.
I didn't even know metal was porous enough to actually
to absorb the.
And then they do what they try to do is they try to put the cleaning fluid in there, and it's got like this potpourri of like cleaning fluid and urine that just the perfunctory smells, and they removed all the benches because they don't want the homeless there, but the homeless still there anyway, and it is a bulldozer should probably hit that place. Meanwhile, New Jersey Transit's building themselves a $500 million new luxury high-rise for their executives, yet the people get this absolute shit dump of a fucking station where they don't have proper working escalators and elevators and
bulls.
And bulls going through it now, and it is terrible. It is terrible how horrible Newark Penn Station is, and yet they're building a $500 million high-rise for their executives. That's why New Jersey Transit is the absolute fucking worst.
Rich get richer, and they just look down and laugh at us. Look at these losers in this urine-soaked hellhole that we created. We already talked about surviving Barstool. Last thing I'll say, Christmas party is tonight.
What do you think gets inappropriate?
Someone always does.
I'm asking you first, Frank. Who do you think gets inappropriate tonight? Gets a little bit too ahead of themselves with the booze.
I'm not sure. I think everyone's going to be pretty good tonight.
Think so?
You think?
Yeah.
Even when we think that, there's always one person that gets too drunk, throws up on Erica. That happened.
That was the Caller Daddy girl. The first year I was there.
Sophia with an F.
Sophia got fucking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the Barstool Christmas party, baby. Anything can happen. That Christmas party, I remember you were dressed up as Santa.
Yeah.
You pulled up in your car, opened the trunk, 40 ounces everywhere.
40s everywhere.
Are either of you going to dress up as Santa?
Not this year.
Not this year, no?
Maybe get a visit from Coach Doug's. Yeah, also perfect Santa guy.
Perfect Santa guy. Yep, you got a lot of people that can play Santa.
Yeah. Look forward to it, though. I think it should be good. I don't know who's going to get ahead of themselves. We have so many people in Chicago today, just bad timing.
Yeah, people are flying back from the...
Oh, will they be flying back?
Some people are still going to make it.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
They had an after party last night, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Back-to-back party. That's Barstool, baby.
Does Chicago have their party tonight? I know Dante had offered to do it in his bar.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if... Because I know they did the lunch for a month. I don't know if they are doing a...
Yeah, Dante said I would do it because it's a couple places.
Yeah.
So shout out Dante coming in.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think theirs is on a different date, though. But yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see who tonight will...
I'm saying Jenks. Jenks just gets a little fucking, right? Gets ahead of himself. Yeah, first Barstool party.
I mean...
Go for the gold.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Anything else? We good?
That's it.
That's the rundown.
Have a good day.